Hello and welcome to my video. Mr.net is here. This is video number 8 from our Sudoku tutorial. In the last videos we have created this grid here. We can insert values into this grid, and now we want to start generate our random Sudoku game. One strategy to generate a Sudoku game is we start to fill free of groups from the Sudoku field with random values. So this one here is a group, this is the second group, and so on. And the first three groups what we have to fill has to be independent from each other. What does mean with that? So if I fill this group with random numbers, I cannot fill here random numbers because I have rules in the Sudoku game. So I can only fill each column, and each row can have only one filled group. Okay? So I open my scripts and go to my English Sudoku object. And inside this Sudoku object I implement a method, a public void, and I call this method getGroupIndex. As an argument I take a group, integer, I call it group, and I need also two out parameter from type integer. That's the start row out int, and that's the start column. Well, so the start row is 0 and the start column is also 0. And the rest of the method, for that I use a switch statement, and based on the given argument I set these two values here. So I have here case 1. So if I want to return the first group, I have to return the indexes of row and column of this group. And the first group is for me this group here. That's number 1, this is number 2, this number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, 7, 8, 9, and so on. So the first group is the left top group, and the start row and the start column is 0. That's okay. Then I copy this and paste it here. The next group, the second group, is also in the start row 0, but if we look here into our game, the first three values are the index 0, 1, 2 is the first group, and the next group or the next column starts with number 3. So the row is 0 and the second group starts in column 3. Then I copy this. Group number 3 starts with column 6. Then I copy all cases. Then I have the group 4, the group 5, and the group 6. The group 4 has the column 0, that's okay, but it starts in the row 3. Also the group 5 starts in the row 3 and in the start column 3. and also the group 6 starts in the row 3 and in the start column 6. Then I copy this. That's group 7, group 8 and group 9. And the group 7 starts from row 6. The group 8 starts from row 6 and the group 9 starts also from row 6. So that's our switch statement. And if I call this method, I get a start row and a start column back. So I can minimize this method, and now I save this script here and I go to the Sudoku generator. And inside this generator I create a public static void method and I say create random groups, and as an argument I get a English Sudoku object. So to insert in random fields 9 random numbers, I have firstly to decide in each row one group. So for that I use a list with integers and I call this list values. That's a new list, and I have inside this list the values 0, 1 and 2. Also I implement a second method, public static void insert random group. The argument is my English Sudoku object, and the second argument is the group. And now I can call from the English Sudoku object the get group index. So I use here my group argument. Then I have here the out int start row, and I have also the start column. Then I have to implement one for each loop. I call this value here row, and this value here starts from here, from the start row, and the length is the start row plus 3. Okay, because we have here 3 elements. 3 elements in the row and 3 elements in the column. And inside this row I say I have a second loop. I call this loop the column, and the column starts here from the start column and ends start column plus 3. And now inside this body I have randomly to insert a number from 1 to 9. So I need here also a list. I call this list values. That's a new list, and I insert the values. So that's my list with values from 1 to 9. And now I want to get one random value of this list. So I say int index is random dot range. I start from 0 to values dot count. Then I get a random index from this list here, and now I can insert into my English Sudoku object dot values row column is a random value from my list. So I get here the random index from 0 to 8, and then I use this index to get the value on the specified index. And after I insert this value to my Sudoku object, I have to remove this value from my list, because I can have only one number 1 in each group and only one number 2 in my group. So I say values dot remove at index. Okay, that's okay. I can minimize it. And here, create random groups. I need also an int index is random dot range, and the range is from 0 to values length or count. And I also invoke the method insert random group. The argument is this English Sudoku object, and the second argument is the group. So I start with the first line, group 1, group 2 or group 3. So I get here a random number. And when I get this random number, I have 0, 1 or 2. So I can say 1 plus values index, the random index. So now this argument is, when I get here plus, I get group 1. When I get 1, I get group 2, and when I get the number 2, I get here the group 3. And after that, I have also to remove this index from my list. Now I can copy this once here and paste it here. But the next group starts from 4, 5 and 6. So if I get the value 0, I start with the group 4, and if I get the value 2, I get the number 6. And then I call this method for the third group, and this group starts from number 7. So I save this. I can collapse it, and now here in my method I create a new Sudoku object instance. Then I call the create random groups method, and as an argument I'm using the Sudoku object. and then I return my English Sudoku object. So I save the script, I go back to Unity, and now I start the script. We see I have here my values 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, it looks good to me. Each group has only one value from 1 to 9. Each numbers are random on a random position, and if I start the game, yes, the groups has to be initialized randomly. Okay, that looks good for me. That's one opportunity to start to create a Sudoku game. We fill 3 independent groups, and then we use in the next videos the backtracking algorithm to fill each other values into this Sudoku game. So if you like this video, please give me a feedback, subscribe my channel, and hopefully I see you in the next video, and bye.